How are we doing, guys and girls? Here we are back in season number 2. We're back at Australia for the start of the season, so make sure if you haven't watched the end of season 1 video, make sure you look at that because that shows you exactly where we are in the standings, exactly how we finished up last season and where we spent all our money. So we're going to jump straight in to qualifying for season number 2. We still have Nyck de Vries as our second driver. We've boosted the car quite a lot, so we're way ahead. I say we're way ahead. We are ahead of Alfa Romeo. I think it's Williams, Haas, Alfa Romeo, us, and then it's really close between like Renault, McLaren, I think. So after the next upgrades we get, which are very soon, we should actually leapfrog both of those teams as well, depending on how they do with their R&D as well. So we'll see if we can coast it around this corner here and set ourselves up for a good run in, which we don't, so that's not ideal. I'm sure every single session that I pick up the car, it feels different every time on the wheel. I don't know why or how, but every time it seems to be slightly different, which is a bit of a pain just to get used to for a lap or two. But here we go, anyway. Let's see if we can put in a good first lap for the season. I'm not sure. I feel like we could be battling for at least a point now in every race. Obviously, races like Monaco are probably going to be tough because obviously I suck at Monaco. But Australia last season we came 8th, but that was kind of on the difficulty setting where we were quite a lot lower. I think we started on about 80 difficulty. I think we're on about 82 here, but obviously we're on the wheel now as well, so a big change for that. So hopefully we can progress through. I think we can do well enough in qualifying to at least get through to Q2. We should be able to get straight out here. Vettel has done an insane lap straight away though. Wow. Vettel's gone for a very fast lap. Qualifying was a bit hit and miss for me. I hadn't really been doing too well in qualifying to be practice, to be honest. Sorry, practice wasn't going too well for me. Hopefully, we can improve slightly going into the qualifying. I don't know. I wasn't clicking with the car straight away when we jumped into it. So I'm hoping we can put in a decent qualifying lap. I don't really know what's going to be a great time to put in, but hopefully we can stick to the line a little bit better this time and just about manage to keep it full throttle. We might be able to put in a good lap. Vettel did a 123 something. We've done a 122.1. So that is very, very quick actually. And I do think we can maybe up the difficulty a tiny bit more. But at the same time, our car is actually becoming competitive now. You can see I've already lost out to Bottas by quite a bit. Nyck's come in as well. There weren't too many driver changes. It was mainly at the bottom where we've now got Latifi's gone to Haas with Magnussen because Grosjean retired and Matsushita has come up. So we should be more than okay. And we've actually had our rival, some of you may not know, we've got a rivalry again with Carlos Sainz. So we'll have to see if we can out-qualify him. It looks like we're going to have a very good start. Nyck is, by the looks of things, going to be out in Q1, which is a shame. Carlos Sainz did jump up to 11th. Nyck de Vries qualifies 18th, so he does beat the 2 Williams, which is good. He does beat a Haas of Latifi, and he does beat Kimi Raikkonen as well. So surprised that Raikkonen didn't retire as well, but I've had Romain Grosjean retire in the first one. If you guys have anybody different that's retired in yours, do let me know. I'm sure I've seen 1 or 2 people where like Vettel's retired in the first season and stuff, so it's interesting to see if that's like the same for everybody, or if there's just like 1 or 2, or if it's just completely random. But we are through to Q2 anyway. I feel like we may as well just carry on with the softs. I feel like that's going to be our best option, is we just go straight out, stay with the softs because they're the fastest. We could risk a medium tyre, but I don't think we'd make it through to Q1 on a medium, to be totally honest. So here we go again. Let's see how we get on. For me, it's all about lining up this corner here, taking this corner quite well and getting as much speed out of this one as you can. Because if you can get yourself on full throttle into the home straight, you do give yourself a little bit extra just coming down the straight, because it is quite a long straight. Obviously once you get DRS going as well, it's a long way to come down. It's going to be interesting off the line as well. I'm going to need to qualify in a good position if I want to avoid any collisions or any time lost in turn 1, because it's not an easy one. It's quite a run down into turn 1. There's usually in the real life Grand Prix, there's always usually someone that has trouble going into the first turn because it's not a wide track, particularly in Australia. The home straight is, but then, you know, the turns are all quite narrow. There's not really many places to pass on a turn. Obviously around here it's a little bit wider, but again, you know, you're going a long way around if you try and overtake, and it's more to do with like the actual turns themselves. There's nowhere to pass on a turn very easily. See if we can put in another good lap here. I think we can make Q3 if we're lucky. It's a bit awkward to be sat right behind Lewis Hamilton, and that's probably going to get... just a warning, okay. We get away with that, but it's Lewis Hamilton darting all over the track trying to block me off here. This shouldn't be a very good lap particularly. 121.7 from Bottas, holy moly. And I thought my Q1 was... I thought my Q1 lap was really good, to be honest. Obviously it wasn't that great because these guys are now pounding out the laps. Now let's see where we're at. 119, 20, 21, 22.4. We do go ahead of Carlos Sainz, which I think might be okay for a top 10. We'll have to wait and see how this pans out. We are currently in 4th, down to 5th actually, and now 6th. Do I risk it? Do I risk going out again? We are in 7th. Obviously Hamilton's surely going to go quicker than me here. The question is, do we risk one more lap here? We're in 7th. I mean, I don't see these guys below catching us. I'm going to risk it and not go out, in the hope that we don't get overtaken by 3 people. Is it a risk that was worth taking? Yes, it is. Come on. Okay, so we make it into Q3. We have managed to out-qualify both the AlphaTauris, which is quite impressive. We have beaten both the Renaults. Magnussen's actually done P15. Stroll way down in P16. That's not good for him. Right, let's see if we can out-qualify Carlos Sainz, get our rivalry off to an absolute cracker. Like I said, if I was on the mediums there, I probably would have struggled big time. I think we're up to 82 difficulty now. I'm sure if we do too well, we'll probably bump it up to 85 to see what happens. We are getting there. You know, we're on 90 on the controller, so we're getting close to where we were with the wheel. So we are improving on the wheel, which is great. Because I think we started at about 60. We're now up to 82. So we've made quite a big jump since, I think the first one was it Russia, my first Grand Prix on the wheel? I genuinely can't remember, because obviously I got put out in Russia, didn't I? We got binned off by Danny Kvyat in Russia. I was hoping to sign a better driver for Season 2, but I think we made a slight error when it came to hiring a driver. I think I made a mistake, but we'll see what happens. If anyone can let me know if they've had the same problem, because I had the issue where I seemed to have to renew my driver before the season, and I only had enough to renew Nick De Vries, so I couldn't buy like a Lando Norris or a George Russell or anyone, so, which was kind of unfortunate because I was looking forward to actually trying to get a good driver. But we've also stayed with the Honda engine, because the Honda engine had the same power as the Mercedes, I think, but it was just 2 durability less, or I had the same durability but 2 power less, something like that. It was so close. I don't know if that's because I've got the Honda engine from last year, and I've obviously upgraded the durability, so I don't know if that's actually the case or why. Don't know. Is that Carlos Sainz ahead of me as well? It is, isn't it? Okay. Well, we're into Q3. We're hoping for something big in Melbourne. Can we do it? Can we produce something amazing? Verstappen does a 122.4. It's quite a strong lap, but I feel like we've done quite well through there. We've got plenty of speed. I mean, obviously if I qualify pole, that would be a bit of a pain because I don't really want that responsibility. But it would show me I need to up the difficulty a little bit. But then again, the car is becoming competitive. And obviously my driving is fairly good. I say that. Sometimes it can be. Australia's not a bad track for me, to be fair. This looks like it should be quite a good lap. It is a 122.2, so we do go second for the time being. I wonder if we can put in a good secondary lap here. I don't know. Don't know if we will or we won't. We'll see how it goes. Oh, it's Lando Norris in front of us, okay. It's probably going to cause me a little bit of trouble here, trying to overtake Lando. Well, he has moved over. Very awkward position there. Only a 10th down. We're actually quite even, to be fair, at the moment, but let's see if we can produce something a little bit better. We're down in 3rd now. The 2 Mercedes have gone faster than us. That's to be expected, of course. We are only just ahead of Carlos Sainz, which is a little bit of a worry. Kind of got away with that corner there. It wasn't good, was it? We're just ahead of Carlos Sainz. Vettel has bumped ahead of us as well now. So has Albon. So we're down to 5th now. Fastest sector 2 of the race. Looking quite good through here, 3/10 quicker. I just purely want to beat Carlos Sainz. I'm assuming Max Verstappen will probably overtake me, surely. Surely Verstappen will do me as well. We're nearly 4/10 up here. Not a great final corner, although we are gaining speed. Can we get the traction? Not quite. We're going to lose a bit of time down the straight, but we are going to improve slightly. And we do leapfrog Albon into 5th place, so I think that will probably be it, I would imagine. I imagine that will be the time that sets us on our way. We are just ahead of Carlos Sainz. I'm not going to do another lap because I don't think I can improve on those. So we're going to stay in. I'm going to be the only car that does so. We'll take wherever we come. I mean, at the moment it says 5th, but someone may leapfrog us at the end here. But we qualify in P5. Carlos Sainz is behind us in P7. What a start to the season. What a start to the season. That's the great start. Let's see, can we produce anything good in the race in Australia? We are in P5, maybe a little bit higher than I was anticipating. Maybe we up the difficulty a couple more, maybe we push it to 85. But that is a fantastic start to the season. 5th place in qualifying. I'll see you for the race very soon. Thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, leave some comments, and I'll see you there.